What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So let's talk about AMC a little bit. We're going to talk about the Ortex data. We're going to talk about the stock and how it moved today. We're going to talk about some different things as well. So before we get started in this, make sure you guys hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of my other links in the description. If you want to follow some of my other channels, definitely do so. It does help out. But my prediction today was pretty spot on. I ended my live stream around 9 o'clock, and I said around 9 o'clock that we would see basically exactly what the movement was. We'll talk about this. So let's look at what happened in the pre-market, and we'll look at, what my prediction was, and then I'll tell you how things played out. So in the pre-market, we did see a little bit of a dip. Right, it dipped down to, I think, a low of like 6%, 7%, to where we actually seen it dip down more in the actual market open from $32 or $33.28 all the way down to $31.15. Now, if you caught my stream in the pre-market towards the end of it, you would have heard me say that my prediction for today is that it would bounce off of 31. We would end up seeing it increase over, basically over break-even point, and then end up coming back to where it would finish down 1%. Now, I don't know how close I need to get. If it would have been 1%, then it would have been absolutely spot on, but it was absolutely perfect. And I don't really know how you can predict a stock like this. You can't. So it's merely just guesswork based on history and based on, previous support levels. And no way am I right all the time. I don't try I obviously try to be right, but it's something to where you can't really predict it. So you can't really help but be wrong sometimes. And I have been wrong. But today's prediction literally played out exactly as I thought it would. Down to $31, increased over break-even point, and ended up finishing down 1%. So that's exactly what you've seen. Dropped down to about $31.15. Did increase. Actually had a creation of a higher low, higher highs. It was looking like it was pretty dang good, getting up to about $35.03, which was over the break-even point, which was, I believe, the previous close was $34.96. So it was a little bit over that. Did end up decreasing down. I could have swore I thought it was going to go a little bit higher, but it did just increase a little bit higher than that. So anyways, you could see that it did fall back down to about 32, where I thought we would see that, level out. And we ended up seeing that level out. If we go from here to here, we were basically looking at a level. It was kind of, creating these peaks and valleys, increasing to 33, decreasing to 32. And then finally, eventually at the end of the day, finding that channel, creating those higher highs, higher lows, stair stepping on the way up until it got to the end of the day where I knew it would start to pull back. The highest point it got to was $35.34. It did pull back a little bit to about 34, and then started to increase a little bit to where it was ended up being 0.97% down, which is very, very close to that 1% mark. The volume for the day was not that bad at 111 million. I actually liked the volume. It wasn't horrible. We obviously know that they're continuing to short, and we know that they're getting to a point to where they're kind of forced to cover a lot of positions because we're holding so many shares, and it's not something to where we gave up. Even though they brought this down from $70 all the way down to 30, it doesn't really matter. A lot of apes are holding. We truly believe in this position, and we're going to continue to do as much as we can in order to push this thing. Now, in the after hours market, it is up about 1%. After closing at $34.62, it is up to about $35.05, and we're hoping we can see some sort of level out, or we can see some massive jump, so the rest of the week can go pretty well. We know that Monday and Fridays tend to be kind of down days, so the fact that it did finish down was not surprising to me. If it finished 10-20% up, then it would end up being surprising, but finishing 1% down, I'm not really surprised at all. So ultimately, I think it was a decent day, especially a little bit of a comeback from where it was in the pre-market. Even though it was a down day, it was a little bit of a comeback. So again, my prediction went pretty damn well, and I don't want to sit here and rub it in. It's just something that when a stock is not as predictable as you think, it's good to be able to see that a stock does go your way in a couple of cases. So anyways, let's get into some Ortex data, and let's jump on this, and we could see that Ortex, we have about 14.88%, short interest and free float, which is around 76.313 million, shares. We're also looking at a return shares of about 750,000 and a borrowed share of 946K, which I would imagine we have seen some shorting, some extra stuff that's going on. This is just the shares that are borrowed. This is not only, this is not looking at like the overall amount that's physically shorted, because that's obviously reported in different schedules. You can see the utilization is 87.13, and you see the shares on loan is 95.92 million. So when we look at this data, I mean, it pretty much just tells us the same. The picture that I wanted to paint here, and I'm going to type this in. This is looking at GME, but the picture I wanted to paint here, which I can't for some reason get over here because I have my other computer up, but the picture that I wanted to paint here with AMC to show you what it truly looks like is we're looking at this data not all wrong, but we're understanding that, or we're trying to understand from a full picture, what does it look like? But we need to look at it from a daily picture as well. You look at this, and short volume ratio was 22.81%. Now this, I believe, was on Thursday. It wasn't even Friday's data. Friday's data, this is something I went over in the stream. Friday's data was 33% short volume ratio. This means that they shorted 41.7 million shares. That wasn't just looking at the 1.9 that they ended up, borrowing, right? If they're borrowing those shares, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're shorting it. They could short it on future dates, which is something that they may have borrowed a bunch of shares previously. And now you're seeing this, 41.7 million shares that they are shorting on one day, and then 43.3 million shares that they're shorting on one day, 27, 18, 14. So they're shorting a decent amount of shares that we're not really seeing. And this is the picture that I wanted to paint to you guys, is telling you, look, it's way deeper than what you think. The amount of shorted shares that are out there, that they consistently short every single day, gets worse and worse. And we're only seeing part of the picture. We're only seeing what they want to show us until we start really digging. And you have a lot of people that are doing a bunch of digging, a lot of people that are doing different theorizing or theories, creating different theories. And it's all great. It's all fine and dandy. But until that translates to what we actually see, a lot of people that don't understand what we're looking at they're not going to fully get on board. They may be on board to where they're like, all right, we believe in what you're saying, but I don't understand what you're saying. That's what they're going at. So anyways, that's where I stand with that. I know there's some controversy going on with different YouTubers and different people that are around the AMC community. Just understand that we're all together. Whether you feel as though something was done in a mistake, it doesn't really need to be pushed along as the most negative things possible. I understand we had this whole 8Fest discussion. We had the what is that called? GoFundMe. There we go. We had that overall situation. I understand that that has been pushed to the side, and we need to continue to push that to the side. So that's really what I wanted to kind of talk to you about. I was kind of ignoring that stuff because it's not something that I really focus on. The things that I keep close to me is really just the price action and what I see in the position, not worrying about any outside movement, not worrying about paying any extra money towards things. I like to make sure that people understand exactly where we're coming from as the AMC community. But anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. My prediction, for the rest of the pre-market, it looks like we've seen a little bit of an increase. We might see that come back to where it does level out basically close to where it closed. I'm hoping that we see something towards the end of the pre-market, but I'm not really sure. But guys, make sure you hit that like button. This was my update for AMC. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the links in the description. It does help out the channel. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.